Hey, Leatherman Wingman is on the table today. This Leatherman here has been used for about a year. I must preface that although I'm going to comment about the Wingman in general, it's just from this tool and the impressions I get when I handle this tool. Quality control will be touched on and problems with it will be touched on. So again, I haven't had a sample of 5, it's just this one tool. So let's start. What is the Leatherman Wingman? Leatherman Wingman is Leatherman's sort of foray into becoming affordable for people who want to dip their toes into the world of multi-tools without jumping all the way in with a $100-odd Swiss tool. So it's a fairly full, this is a heavy duty size, this is a full size multi-tool with a clip for pocket carry because everyone loves pocket clips on their tools and carry methods on their tools these days. So what do you get? You get a basic set of tools and you get the Leatherman brand but with much lower quality in my opinion, judging from this tool, than you would with a full priced or a full authentic Leatherman experience. It's not to sound like a billboard, but it's true. So you get 2 outside tools, a few inside tools, a pair of spring-loaded pliers. Let's go through the tools. The knife blade. The knife blade is a reasonable shape, drop point, partially serrated, liner locking blade. Don't have any problems with any of those design choices or features. Opens well enough with this fairly soft, soft-edged opening hole here. Problems start when you begin to use the knife, and no matter how tight you tighten the screw, you get play both side to side and up and down. And this is as tight as I can get the knife while still being able to get it out of the handle. The scissors, a bit like the Surge, you open them up, they lock in place, the scissors spring open, give you a bit of folded over metal here to push down on, and the spring is just inferior. That spring, again, it's supposed to be at this point and stay there, but no matter how much I tighten this screw, even to the point where I can't actually close these scissors again, it just pushes back. Obviously something has warped or the metal has deteriorated underneath. These scissors were never very good. They were always a bit strange to open. You'd flick them open and if they didn't engage properly they'd sit like that and they'd just be stuck there. Or there's always been issues with the scissors. They've never been perfect, but they've gotten worse for wear over the last year. Let's open the tool. Pliers are spring loaded. I like that feature. Makes them a bit more light duty. That's why there's lots of this space here. It's kind of this fatter pair. Lots of this would be dedicated to an internal spring, I would suggest, probably hollowed out. Nice fine point. You always want needle nose in your multi-tool pliers because you use them for picking things up. You can see the shine going across there. They stick together very well. You can pull out hairs with these pliers like tweezers. They're very good. The wire cutter portion, however, is not good. So you get pinch style cutters. Focus there, Mr. Camera. Pinch style cutters that don't actually come into contact with each other at any point. No matter how hard you squeeze, I'm squeezing as hard as I can now, you can see the pink of my hand at all times through there. So what these will do to wire is put dents in either side of it and then you will break the wire yourself. That's these particular pliers. Again, if you've got some amazing Wingman pliers that cut nails or cut really thin tripwire, then good for you, but this particular one is no good, and I can tell you that the one on the Sidekick that I had was the same. So I don't know if that's just really bad luck, but I'm not happy with these wire cutters at all. I use the wire cutters a lot, so I wouldn't particularly choose the Wingman or the Sidekick if I was going to be doing wire cutting. The hard wire cutter as well, far too much space. You could cut something very thick, I would imagine, but then you'd probably be putting undue stress on the rest of the tool. So, pliers, mixed bag. Love the spring, love the fine needle point, nailing is fine, wire cutters suck. Let's pull out these side tools. This side you get the drivers, which are an essential in any multi-tool. For some reason, see with me I can just tell what these are from looking at them, but they've sort of found the need to put these little symbols on them to really confirm what they are. So I guess if you're looking at your tool from the bottom, you're like, oh, what's this screwdriver? Geez, if only there was a way of knowing what it was before I get to the top. Oh, that symbol must mean flat. I'll just keep looking a bit higher. Yes, it's flat. It just seems like a strange thing for me. And they're on a pretty strong back spring, but they don't lock, which, I don't know. I'm kind of attuned to locking tools on multi-tools now, so. You can dig them out with your fingernails, but you'll probably end up finding yourself pushing them through and then pulling them out. The other side's tools, and both of those drivers work. The Phillips is pretty big Phillips. It's certainly not for fine stuff, but it works. The next three tools are a really strange batch. Their usefulness to me probably goes third, second, first. The package opener I'll start with. On the positive, it's really good. You get it under clamshell packages. You follow the clamshell body with this flat part, and this little scalpel just digs in there and cut all the way around. Great little tool. Use it a lot. Similar on the Gerber dime. Good stuff. This next tool is like a ruler that has inches and centimeters but no numbers, which is not easy to use, so I don't think you'd ever use it. You know, like on your Swiss tool, you might get it on the outside here. You could actually see that it's, you know, say if you measured something from here, you'd be able to say, oh yeah, it's, you know, 1.5 inches, because you can see the 1, you can go to the half. Say if something was along here, even if you went between the 1 and the, you know, 2, oh yeah, that's 1.5 inches. It's easier. This requires too much thought to be able to do on the go, so that's a dumb tool. The tip is a screwdriver, which would probably never occur to me to use it. It just seems a bit thin to use successfully. On the back is the world's, it's like a file that's like Leatherman squirt sized file in terms of area. It will file, but what's the point? I don't know. And it's on a leaf spring, so you're not going to be getting too much done with that file. And then there's a can opener. They need to stop the assumption that a can opener belongs on a multi-tool. It just doesn't. No one opens cans anymore. Most bottles even are screw tops. And you've got something on your keys, no doubt. You don't need your daily carry multi-tool to have a bottle opener on it, or a can opener especially anymore. The wire stripper is a fine addition, I guess, but you could always have put that on the base of any of these other tools. Like, you know, you could have put it on the base of this this package opener here, make it sort of more of a general bladey tool. So the Leatherman Wingman, in summary, it just doesn't feel like a proper Leatherman product. It feels like it feels like a knockoff, to be honest. When I got this out of the box to give to my stepdad, I sort of was a bit like, because I'd had heaps of Leathermans before. I still gave it to him, and he liked it, and he still used it, of course. He used the knife a lot, I think he used the pliers a bit, used the drivers. That's fine, but part of having a Leatherman is it being nice, and this just isn't nice. This just feels like, it's certainly not one of those Lowe's $10 things by any stretch. It's much, much better than anything like that. But it's definitely sort of neck and neck with lots of Gerber's middle range stuff. It's made in USA. It doesn't feel like the same level of quality as the Leatherman rebar, which I know I go on and on about, but it's only $10 more than these Wingman Sidekick things. I know it doesn't have any of the fancy modern one-hand opening tools, but you get proper sized things. You get proper screwdrivers that have nice long shafts. You get an awl. You get a full-sized file. You get 2 blades. You get a Phillips that's 3-dimensional, that's a bit narrower, that fits more things. You just get more. You get much, much better pliers, despite them not being spring-loaded. You get a lot more for a little bit extra money. And that's kind of what they were trying to do. They were trying to get, give people, and you can admire it, they're trying to give people a lot better multi-tool experience for about the same money as the cheapy ones. But it's just, I would rather they just didn't. I know I sound like a massive Leatherman fanboy, but I'd rather they kept their brand sort of like a bit more, where you could be sure that everything they made was just rock solid. And this just isn't rock solid. This hasn't been abused, it's just, straight out of the box was a little bit wonky, but at this stage it's almost unrecommendable. So there you go. That is a 1.5 years of use on a Leatherman Wingman, as opposed to probably 2 years use on a Leatherman rebar. Much harder use, I would say, than this. This has done whole garden projects for me, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. The Swiss tool I know is somewhat of a Cadillac of multi-tools. Again, lots and lots of hard work. And of course the Leatherman Skeletal, which I literally carry probably 4 days of the week and use all the time. Exactly the same philosophy behind the Wingman, really, that you wouldn't even tell. It's got a few little, pocket worn type things about it, but nothing else. So if they can do it with those other tools, it's a shame that they couldn't quite get this one to work. And that's my honest opinion. So thanks very much for watching, dudes. I'll see you later.